Schell Games is the most successful developer in Pennsylvania, so that's why we are here with Jess Schell to talk about that.
Yeah, hey, good to be here.
Thanks for joining us. So what's Schell Games about?
Right, so Schell Games is a studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We have traditionally specialized in entertainment games for kids and family that go way outside the box. We've done everything from interactive theme park rides to toys that also go online. But recently we've been getting very involved in educational and transformational games. About 2/3 of what we do now are in the educational and transformational game space, and about 1/3 in the entertainment space. So it's been a lot of big changes for us over the last few years.
So how do you become the most successful developer in Pennsylvania?
Well, we've been growing bit by bit. So our studio is about 10 years old now. We started with just a handful of people. Now we're up to 100 developers.
So you mentioned different fields. You have theme parks, also TV experiences and games. What do you take from each other and how do you mix everything to succeed?
Yeah, so part of what has worked for us is doing a lot of different things, because I find that really creative people don't like to just do one thing. They like to do a lot of different things. And also, if you're going to survive long term, you've got to be ready to change when the industry changes, because it's going to keep changing. And so if you're doing a number of things, when it shifts, you can kind of shift with it. And what we find is there are a lot of things that transfer over. The things we've learned from theme parks, now we can use when we do work with museums, and we can use all of it when we are making online games. And now we're taking a lot of that and transferring it to educational games. So lots of things transfer from one to the other.
So what are your main projects right now?
Our biggest projects right now are with a company called Amplify, and Amplify is trying to transform the way educational gaming works. What we're seeing is that tablets are going to be coming into the schools very fast over the next few years, and there's
also doing so right now, right?
Right, it's starting to happen now. We're seeing the beginnings of it now, but I think we're going to see the point where there are no more textbooks, and everyone just has tablets. And once you're there, you have a huge market for meaningful, useful educational game software. And so we're trying to get ahead of the curve and try and create AAA educational games right now.
So that's educational games, but what about educating about developing games? Because you're also related to university and teaching. What are you doing in that regard?
Right, so in addition to being the CEO at Schell Games, I also teach at the Entertainment Technology Center at Carnegie Mellon University, where I've been for about 12 years. And that's a master's level program designed to prepare students from a different variety of backgrounds to go into industries like the game industry. Probably about 2/3 of the students in the Entertainment Technology Center enter the game industry. It's a unique program because we take a mixture of computer science students, art students, psychology students, business students, media students, film students, and we bring them all together and we teach them how to work together with people outside their discipline to create things they couldn't possibly have created alone. And it's very exciting to see students who've been through that program go on to create really great and successful things.
Any example of that? Any project that you can mention now?
Oh, sure. So, for example, if you remember the game World of Goo that's been popular on the Wii and popular...
We know the creators that are such a nice guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Kyle Gabler was one of the creators, and he was a student at the ETC, and he'd started there with a project called Tower of Goo that was a school project. Let's see, another one, Uncharted 2, Neil Druckmann was one of the students who he was very passionate about getting to Naughty Dog, and he got to Naughty Dog. And before I knew it, he's co-directing Uncharted 2, and he's been working on Uncharted 3 and some of their new projects. And it's been really exciting it's exciting when you see students like that go on to do something that means so much to so many people.
Do you think there's anything similar here in Europe about teaching games in that way?
From what I've seen so far, there's a bit of a difference. I mean, I find our program is somewhat unique. Most programs are either very focused on undergraduate or they're very focused on PhD level. We're focused in the middle, kind of master's level. I don't know of a program in Europe that's quite equivalent right now, but there's so many programs, it may be out there and I just don't know it.
So I have here psychology plus technology equals destiny. What is that? That formula?
Yeah, so it's something I've been talking about a lot lately, because if you're going to succeed in these industries, you've got to be able to predict the future. You've got to be able to tell what's going to happen next. And if you just focus on technology, you can't tell what's going to happen next. In order to know what's going to happen, you need to understand how the technology is going to interact with the human mind. If you understand the human mind well enough, and you understand the technology well enough, and you can figure out what happens when they go together, you'll know exactly what's going to happen. And so what I find is the part that is more mysterious is the psychology part. There are so many aspects of the human mind that we don't really understand and that are surprising to us. You know, like for example, when Farmville became very successful, everyone was surprised. That's not a technological surprise, that's a psychology surprise. We didn't realize human beings work that way. And so what I've been trying to do in my work, in my research, is I'm always trying to tease out what are these psychological principles that are the ones that show how we enjoy games, what we're going to pay for in games, what we like, what we don't like. And so I'm going to be doing a talk here at this conference where I show 10 different psychological realities that all game developers should be aware of.
And it's about to begin, right?
That's right.
So looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.